let us talk about what happened today. I don't remember where this was. But this was in the United States. And essentially, the FBI were conducting a raid on I believe it was a restaurant. Let me make sure here. The FBI raided a restaurant, and a bunch of people thought ICE was there. Maybe they were, I don't know. But they were apparently had a warrant for human traffickers. Excuse me. Fuck that up. My bad. That's the wrong one. There it is. There. And these people show up and essentially start rioting and assaulting officers. So let's see if I can find anything about this. I don't think there's anything else. I can't really see anything. I mean, grab this right here. So yeah, as you can see, they are not being very nice to these officers. And as you can see, and here's the best part. Did I actually have audio?
A few times by the police.
So they're trying to leave.
He's keeping on going back to him,
these people are trying to block
this
the
guy
way,
right here
and
just
they
got
end
pushed
up,
by the
some
police
dude ends up like
after he's
throwing a
pushing at
garbage can
them.
in front of them.
Police
They
threw
have
him
to, like,
down,
throw
and he
tear
keeps going
gas.
after them.
They use their LRAD. It was absolutely insane. It probably does have audio, but Tango Production is stupid. Anyway, yeah. Look at this. Look at this idiot. See this right here is exactly why none of this should be tolerated. I want you to look at this. So imagine this scene. This guy right here. Maybe this guy's not a full-grown fucking baby, and instead is actually like maybe a teenager, right? And he trips over this stupid fucking tire in the road, and this cop isn't here, and this guy in this giant armored vehicle doesn't see him. Well, what happens when he trips on the tire and the guy in the goddamn tank rolls over his ass? Right? This is why this shit shouldn't be tolerated. Is because this thing is like is just a hinge away from a tragedy happening that should not have to happen. Luckily, they had this asshole right here. Yeah. Luckily, they had him there. This is absolutely ridiculous. This was. Yeah, so it's like I said, it was supposed to be a warrant for human traffickers, and it was mostly FBI, as far as I understand. And these assholes just come out. And I mean, I want you to understand, all of these people are on video, right? Look at this. Look at them. Look at how they're fighting with the police. All of these people need to immediately go to jail. All of them. That guy. Especially that bitch right there. You see that bitch right there? See, this is the type of bitch that starts shit like this. You want to know why? Because she's tiny, and she knows all the men around her will try to protect her. This is what you call privilege right here, boys. This is privilege. When you can literally fucking fight with the police, and all the men, including the men you're fighting against, won't actually hurt you. How fucked up is that, huh? Yeah. So that guy needs to be in jail too. The guy in the red that got pushed back, that guy needs to be in jail. They all need to be arrested. Yep. Guy right here, guy right there. Yeah. And so here's the funny thing, is if they actually did start arresting these people and actually throwing the book at them for assaulting. These are not just police officers. These are the FBI. So you actually get fucked even more when you mess with the FBI. Yeah, because they don't play that. They don't play that bullshit, homie. And this really needs to start happening, because here's the problem, right? I don't mind people protesting the police. This is not a protest. This right here, what they're doing, this is not protesting. Everybody else around here, they're all protesting, right? All these other people, they're just standing by, seeing what's going on. No big deal, right? These fuckers right here, they're not protesting. They're being violent. That is not allowed. Yeah. And as soon as you throw the book at a few of these dudes, this shit stops happening. And instead, they all transition to standing back on the sidelines filming again, like this guy. And the reason the whole reason that I wanted to talk about this specifically is not because of where it is, what it is, the specifics about, none of that shit matters. Everything is about what this means. Everything I'm talking about is about exactly what this means and what comes next. Because here's two things. You have just shown that none of these people respect the police and their authority. That's number one, which is fine. That's fine. But it's to the point where if they legitimately are trying to do an action that will make your community safer, these people will come out and stop them. So if you agree with what the FBI is doing, these people are going against your best interest. If you want your city or town or where the fuck ever you live in the United States to be safe from human traffickers and drug traffickers, these people are going to make your life worse. These people right here who are hitting the cops. And the real problem with it is that we cannot tolerate this anymore, right? We already had the Summer of Love. We don't need if the Summer of Love 2 happens, we might actually truly get true authoritarianism in the United States. Because here's what's going to happen. This is going to embolden some insane asshole to bring some type of weapon, and a cop is going to die. Or a lot of civilians are going to die. Or a lot of cops are going to die. And then what's going to happen is the National Guard gets activated, the FBI, the DHS, every alphabet organization that has guns, including the fucking post office, is going to come and fuck you in the ass. It's going to happen. It's exactly what's going to happen, especially because of who's in office. What do you think happens if the strong man is in office and you shoot a cop during a riot like this? What the fuck do you think is going to happen? Do you think it's going to stop? No. It's only going to get much worse. And what's going to happen is like next week or the month or a couple months after this, when this finally does blow the fuck up, they're going to go back through these videos and they're going to find all of these people who assaulted the police and they're going to make them disappear. They're going to legitimately get a warrant and throw them in jail. That's what they're going to do. But unfortunately, everybody who is against Trump will report that they're disappearing people. They're not arresting them legitimately. Oh, no. It's disappearing people off the street. That's exactly what they're doing. Okay. And that's what this is going to escalate into. And what it's going to do is it's going to create a framework for authoritarianism in the United States. We already have the apparatus in place, right? We have since the ending of the Civil War. And it's only gotten worse with the invention of modern technology. We had the Patriot Act. The government monitors all of our communications. If you talk to a foreign national, the government listens in on your conversation, right? There's not some FBI or DHS agent that is like on the phone. See how old I am? On the phone, literally like listening to your conversation. No, it's recorded and put through a computer. So if you say anything fucking retarded, like bomb or I'm going to go do bad things to people, then it gets flagged and all that other stuff. I mean, you think about how AI is right now with Grok's ability to like search and read things. Like it's going to be, like I said, the apparatus is already there. And basically what happens is that these people are speedrunning authoritarianism because what they're doing is so lawless that normal people will look at this. And even if you have a semi-good cause, they will look at this and be like, we cannot have this. Cannot have this. And when Trump says, we're going to bring back law and order and we're going to take care of these people, you will hear the tropey democracy dies to grand applause. Exactly. That's like how the fuck... Like, and the funny thing is, it's like he didn't have to do anything but sit back and let you fucking lose your mind. Okay. So enough of that. That's this is so depressing because it's like, should we or should we not get warrants and arrest criminals? Should we not remove people who should not be here? These are all things that we should probably do for the general safety of our country and civilization. But these people who are doing this are either one, they're so commie brain rotted that they think up is down and left is right. And I mean that literally. I mean that metaphorically speaking is what I meant to say. Sorry. I mean that metaphorically, where they want to subvert our world so badly, they want everything to be opposites of one another, like a child playing opposite day or something like that. Or they've been brainwashed by the media that they watch to believe we actually live in Nazi Germany, that we actually live in that Trump is actually Hitler, and that the new Jews are illegal aliens who are being rounded up into concentration camps and killed. That's exactly what they believe. Those who trade liberty for security deserve neither liberty or security. Yeah, but see, it's a good quote. And I used to agree with it wholeheartedly. But as time goes on, it really doesn't resonate as much as it did. And the main reason is because of subversive tactics, right? Back when that quote was made, we didn't have an actual like manual on how to subvert a civilization and a government through its own processes, because humans are naturally contradictory, right? There's nothing we can't be. There's nothing that we're all hypocrites on something, right? There's always the line is always fuzzy, right? But there is a line, and so there's a lot of give and take, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that you expect people to be given benefit of the doubt, and the benefit of the doubt in return be given. But these people use that against us to destroy what we have. This is what Rules for Radicals does. This is what the fuck was his name? Antonio Gramsci. This is the kind of shit that they invented to upend modern society without actually having to do the necessary hard work of convincing the normal average people to change the society. So instead they subvert it from under, because their ideas do not resonate with people naturally. So they have to do shit like this to undermine the entirety of civilization. And so here's the thing. We've always traded liberty for security. We always have. Even during the founding, George Washington had to quell the Whiskey Rebellion. Right? He pardoned them, but he still did it. Liberty for security. We've always done that. Like I said, that is in and of itself one of those things that it's like it's a direction to go, but it's not a thing that can be achieved, right? Because you will always sacrifice one for the other, right? Because the best way to be secure from anybody is to never interact with another human being again, right? And you'll be fully liberated from the oppression of all of humanity if you never interact with another human being again and move as far as possible you can away. Like, go live on the moon by yourself. You're free. Congratulations. Now what? Right? So, yep, same as the safest PC is the one burned in concrete. Yes. Yes, you are correct. Okay. So, this is fast tracking authoritarianism, mainly because what will happen, and you know, it's funny, these people could want this. This could be exactly what they want, because then Trump and his admin and the rest of the population will be the Nazis that they always claimed that they were, right? That's basically what they're trying to do. The weird thing is that they actually think they'll win. That's the funny part. The thing I find most hilarious is because the vast majority of these people who are doing things like this are the ones who will be crushed by the boot that they are trying to bring into power, because they know how to subvert the system. So they will be the first ones to be put up against the wall. It's always the thing I hold in the like deepest pit of my heart, is that if these commie bastards get what they want, every single one of them will be worked to death or put against a wall. And it warms my heart to know that they will get exactly what they deserve. my cold dead heart. It's the old treason quote: when treason prospers, none dare call it treason. Yeah. And I'm hoping that we can steer away from this, and I'm hoping it doesn't explode, that there are enough normies that are going to push back against this up front to where it doesn't have to be the police doing this. But I don't know, man. There was a Tennessee rep that was following around, quote, bullying ICE while they were out doing stuff. And it's just like, that kind of stuff is going to embolden the normal individual, which is fine in and of itself. In a vacuum, that would be fine. But then that the individual who is emboldened will then embolden people who are not so nice, and so on and so forth, until the point where you will get somebody who thinks that these are Nazis. They are literally taking away Jews. That is what's going on in their head. They are in 1930s Germany. The Jews are being rounded up, and here's a Nazi officer. What do?